Wow.
How's your dad and your mom's relationship, if I can ask that?
Right. So, which is good too because growing up,
Hmm.
the reason why he wasn't, really in my life is because of her. You
Your
know what I'm
mother.
saying? Yes, my mom. Because she moved me from California to Georgia without telling him
That's good.
and, kept me away from him for years, you know. And because of the anger that she had with him,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying? It had nothing to do with me, you know. And so throughout the years, we would like email each other. Me and my dad,
Hmm.
we would email each other. I would have to sneak and do it though.
Really know if this is my last time, but what I know is I'm feeling just fine. My life is like a red carpet, and I'm feeling like the richest millionaire. This is my local mayor, and I'm the biggest star around here. What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving, right? Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail. More importantly, you saw the clip. Now, this is the situation that's happened numerous times with anybody who's been a child in these situations. You know, mom's angry, so mom gonna do whatever she's gonna do, and you gonna live with mom because she's gonna make the first move or the most drastic move, and then it's a fight to have a relationship with your father. And the only reason I'm talking about this in this scenario is because I'm starting to see more older adults and younger adults actually say what actually happened. And what I mean is, like, I should have had that clip of that movie when the girl said, he didn't abandon us. You took me from him, but you told me he abandoned us the whole time because you just wanted to. That's the perspective you wanted because you were angry and bitter. And you've seen it in movies here and there. I remember, forgot the movie with Morris Chestnut, and was it Taraji P Henson? I think. And she was telling the mother, she told her mother like, you know, Dad didn't leave us, you ran him off. But what I'm in the gist of it, what I'm getting at is this has been going on social media for years and in film for years, and because of that, you're gonna see more nuanced adults because I did a video about talking about the church and one of the things the church being disingenuous. And there was a time period where, mom could do no wrong. And, you know, and this is let's just say caller ID or pre technology. And when technology came, even before technology came, you could see some things happening. Like, that's kind of wrong. That's kind of wrong. Or you can decipher the lies that you were told as a child when you became an adult. And I've said it before. Sometimes it happens in little conversations. Somebody will say something, and somebody go, "Wait a minute, that's not what you used to say." Or somebody go, "That's not what happened. What happened was this, this, and this." And then that was the response. It wasn't that. You're that other thing you're talking about happened, but that was at a different time. That wasn't the same time period. So it's people jumbling things up. And the other thing I'm gonna talk about for me that's relevant to this topic is I saw the little clip with the girl from Honey Boo Boo and the mama stealing the money, Gary Coleman style, right? The children confronting either confronting mothers or confronting the idea that mom was right. And because that's happening more and more and more, people are starting to have to take into consideration that the society that we live in and the way people act in the society, it comes from a lot of people living a lie or being told to have truth or living a half truth and the breakdowns that come from that. So what's the problem in all of this is there's still that thing where I really don't want to. I'm not gonna disrespect my mother but I'm gonna tell the truth. And the problem with that is because the disrespect that fathers get is still normalized, but people are actually having to deal with the concept of maybe because I was taught this warped mentality. Some of my issues in life come from my warped perspective. So when I thought I was doing right, I was doing wrong. What I thought, you know, was not a big deal is a big deal. And now people have to, actually dial it back a little bit and be a little bit more rational and go, okay, because I said in this aspect, like what she said about her mom moving from California to Georgia and the dad didn't know, that was a normal thing. It was a normal thing. But what stemmed from that was the next generation of mothers who wanted to be single mothers, they did it like it was normal. It was wrong, but they like, I'm gonna just do it. To the point that you even had movies like I remember when the Karate Kid came out, I'm like, how you just pick a child up and move them to China? Like, time out. Like, something's up with this story. But because it was a normalized thing, it wasn't really questioned like that. And now what you're seeing is because people used to say you need to fight for your kid and fight for this and fight for that. And I talked about it previously back in the day where even if you go to court and you quote unquote fight in the court, and if you get a positive ruling, a mom could just pick the kid up and go to another county that has a different judge or another state that has a different judge. And then you have to start the process all the way over because she's going to make an excuse that, oh, I had to do this. I got another job. I was losing my house. Like it's that type of game. And courts just go, okay, well, she's a mother. And what that does is over time, the kids grow up and become adults and they think they could just make unilateral decisions that affect other people and who gives a damn how it affects the other person. And then the irony is, and I'll say it this way, these type of tactics, they don't get the consequences until they're the person that has to deal with the backlash of doing it. What I mean is when they think lying and cheating and manipulating the situation is okay, and then when they're treated as such and viewed as such, and people put them in that box, and they start going, well, my mama did all this and everybody liked her, but they forgot that those friends and those family relationships kept falling off and falling off. And then you wind up being an adult and not necessarily just lonely, but you're untrustworthy. And then it's like, well, if I thought I was doing what she was doing, and she was supposed to be the good guy in the story, and I'm doing the same thing, and now am I? And I thought I was the good guy, but people treat me like the bad guy. And then when you start, when people start dealing with the consequences of this behavior, and what I mean by that is, you start gravitating to people with that same mindset, and then you wind up being a victim of the same mindset that you have, and that's how you found out it's wrong. And thus, recycling the anger and the resentment and the entitlement over and over and over again. So, and it stems from coming from a place where people think if I'm mad, I could do whatever the hell I want and I should be able to get away scot free. And then you become an adult playing that game and then you realize, oh, no, that I'm an asshole if I do that. So this is why I'm actually talking about this. So, tell me what you think, like, share, subscribe or die trying. Catch you on the next one. Peace.
All I ask is when you lay your head on that pillow at night, know I gave you everything I had.